So now we have just experienced a profound, phenomenal keynote with Dr. Faisal. So without further ado, we'll just go to questions. So let's begin with looking outwards towards other countries around the world, especially Malaysia. You've seen a lot of innovative projects in Zakat management, fund management. Yeah, everything is smart, as I see. Yeah, smart Sawa, smart drones, smart, yeah, many things, agriculture. So what lessons can the Maldives learn from Zakat digital platforms in Malaysia and other countries? I think...
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The question is about how Maldives can learn from institution around the world. To me, based on my experience, when we talk about how to be better, how to excellent in our organization or in ourselves, we must try to learn from others. That's why today this question very important to us. How we can be better to our zakat institution in Maldives. First, to me, it's about the how we develop our internal capacity building, about our amil, because who is the person run the operation day to day. They must have the creative mind. They must have a good innovation in their mind to not only work to get the for the work, maybe for the salary, but how to develop ummah. That's why in Lembaga Zakat the first niat or intention developed by our CEO, when you come to zakat, you must cultivate in yourself to develop ummah in Kedah and around the world. Every month he push us to cultivate the spirit in ourselves. That's why maybe we can share around us. Maybe you can give motivation among us. We must have a high motivation to develop our society. Second is about the now we live in the world, the digital world. The data is important. That's why I did mention before, we must have effort to collect the data. How to pull the data into the lake, or we call it the big data, and then we must equip our staff the skill how to get the data, because data everywhere.
Yeah.
Around us we have too many data. We can get data from the people. We can get data from the social media.
Yeah.
But the issue there is among our staff not have a capability to gain the data, even in our organization. That's why every day I told to my friend, my staff, Mr. Sayyid Zuhdi, you must focus how to gain data to LZNK. Second, third is about the how to try that, like what you mentioned by Prof. Bahrum in this morning, how to engage with the stakeholder in our community, because we have too many different type of our stakeholder, maybe among the zakat payer, or among the businessmen, or among the academician, to make them talk positive about us, and then to make feel good among our society about us. That's why what we did in Lembaga Zakat Negeri Kedah, we have a strategy, use agenda setting strategy. Our public perception is not what we call it, and it's not spontaneous, but we try to build the narrative. How we through the idea, how we build engagement, and then how we give feedback from the people, from lecturer, from our ruler, from our minister, from our corporate man. We try to through the idea, and then we try to give them the data or the news or the information about Lembaga Zakat Negeri Kedah, and then they trust to us. That's why maybe Maldives Zakat Hall also can have a high engagement with the policy maker or stakeholder in the community.
So about the We have seen in your presentation
Yes.
drone usage and also solar-powered CCTV management for monitoring your projects, right?
Okay.
So that is also for data management or data collection?
This is for the data collection. We pull in our data and then to make a decision.
Yeah.
Where
Okay, thank you very much. And with that, we will be going towards one of the key drivers of our successful global platform, that would be mobile platforms, right? So when we talk about mobile platforms, I would like to direct this question to Mr. Tahsin Ali. How do mobile platforms improve zakat payment engagement and also education, that means awareness among public?
I think first of all, for a platform like Zakat, currently in Maldives we don't have a specific platform for it. It's fragmented. Some services are there. Let's say in our internet service providers, there are Uridu and others. They have a fragment of what we need
Even
to
in
do.
Mira, right?
Even in Mira, yes.
Yeah.
But for Maldives, I think as we have learned from Malaysia, friends, it's very important to have a unified mobile application, and I think we are going in the right approach with Zakat MB, with the mobile application that can reach to even the most remote islands, because if you look at Maldives, we are a geographically very dispersed country. There are so many islands, and the best way to reach all of them is through mobile application, because if you look at our population now, a lot of people will have smartphones, smart mobile phones. So if we can make it available for them, then already we are getting so many people on board. And in terms of engagement, I would say, again, I think Zakat MV is on the right foot here with the knowledge base, with the fatwa, because that provides opportunity for content creators and people to contribute to this platform that can ideally generate its own revenue and then make more returns to the needy, to the poor. So I believe it's very crucial. Maybe Mr. Naushad, if we can, even I believe our national identity, digital identity can be used to authenticate such an application itself.
Yes, thank you very much. Let me correct moderator on something. I'm not Dr. Naushad. Naushad. So Dr. Naushad is someone else.
Mr.
probably.
Naushad, yeah.
Right. So I think I will comment on the first question as well a little bit. What we have seen from other countries, as we saw from Dr. Faisal's presentation, compared to us, they are really, really digitalized. The systems are digitalized. They have so many systems and they are very organized.
Yeah.
So we can see that the lesson we learn from that is we need to be organized ourselves, learn from the systems they have created, use as many digital systems as possible. I have gone through the Zakat MV website and I have taken some of their statistics and screenshots, and I think I'm really impressed with the way they have come up with it. It looks really nice and wonderful. That is in terms of being online presence.
Yeah.
So online presence is really good, important as well. Then coming to what Tahsin was mentioning about mobile platforms, right now we are in a situation where we also have a digital ID, sort of EFAS from the NCIT,
Yeah.
can be used as a identifier of a citizen. So, and in the future, in the next year probably, this will be improved into our national digital ID as well. The work is ongoing with the President's vision of Maldives 2.0.
2.0, yeah.
We have a strategy to make EFAS as a digital ID. So this will enable mobile platform users to identify every single citizen.
Yeah.
But what is important is we should never have the idea of digital only approach. As Dr. Faisal has mentioned, some of the distribution is still manual because there will always be some part of the community that cannot deal with the technology, that are unable to use the technology, or the technology does not exist to serve them. So we should always use any platform that is available for
So
them.
won't it be difficult to manage digital and manual at the same time?
No. The idea is whatever you are able to digitalize, you digitalize them and only provide manual services wherever necessary.
Yeah.
And in that case, you will have less work, you will be more efficient. And those who are dealing with the special needs category or a situation where you will have to manually attend to them, then again the number of staffs you will need for that also will be less. And there are so many things that will become easy once you digitalize things. Some of the application processes, like you have to, when you are applying for to be a Zakat recipient, you have to have a lot of applications, like application form, letter explaining the situation, copy of the national ID card, water bills, electricity bills, home rental agreements, job letters, pay slips, all these data that you are applying. This is a lot of work. If it's digitalized and available on a mobile phone, for example, things become very easy.
Yeah.
So to make the life of people easier, it will always be useful to have mobile applications wherever needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, Doctor. Sorry, I again said doctor. Mr. Tahsin Ali, we have just known that you also work in gamified sector.
Yes.
So, how can we, if we gamify our application for zakat payments or awareness, wouldn't it be a better alternative or
I agree
introduction?
100%. Because if it's specifically if it's a mobile application,
Yeah.
it needs to have that gamification approach where a user
Okay.
is getting notification, or the user feels like he has contributed something and he feels like, okay, he's progressing.
Yeah.
He has contributed this much. Where is the money going to? How is it being spent? So it has to be auditable as well. But daily notifications of maybe there's a new fatwa, maybe there's something new in the knowledge base, or maybe a reminder that zakat is pending. So these kind of approaches encourages the user to do good more, to like help out the community more as well. And I believe gamification in itself, like it can really boost the community engagement.
So we just need to get a good concept so that there will be more engagement with the application every
Exactly.
single day. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you very
Let
much.
me also comment on the gamification.
Yeah.
I think the idea of gamification is to increase the participation and motivate the people who are using the service to participate more, to engage more.
Yeah.
But important to realize is gamification itself is very useful for education system, education services. However, zakat and sadaqah, these kind of payments, some of the people usually may not want to disclose who they are. They may not want to show their commitments, their donations, or the contribution they are making regularly. They may not even want to be on the leaderboard, because gamification is a way to show people who is the highest, who is at the top, and this. So we have to realize the application, whether that is applicable in a scenario. So that is something we have to take into account when we deal with situations. So gamification as a concept will work fine, but whether it is applicable for zakat application and sadaqah applications and donations, this is, I think, something we have to rethink.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
can do a little bit of research for that. So I would like to ask not doctor, Mr. Naushad. Yeah, the third question. So now when we talk about trust and transparency in zakat funds and how we manage it, the next question is about blockchain and smart contracts. Even in our morning's keynote, we have heard a little bit about blockchain. And how can blockchain and smart contracts enhance the transparency of zakat collection and distribution?
Right.
Whether it's funds or project management.
Definitely, yes. So we have heard in the speech several times blockchain. We did not hear much about smart contracts, but the idea of having blockchain as a technology is mainly coming from cryptocurrency world. That is where that is heavily used, but it's not only applicable for cryptocurrency. So what blockchain does is it creates a platform where the trust becomes
Let me interrupt.
distributed.
First of all, why don't we just define blockchain?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so blockchain is a technology that allows distribution of authority.
Yeah.
So if you have a central agency that is looking after zakat, for example, or for that matter, currency or money or election process, voting, these kind of situations, what blockchain does is it removes the need for central monitoring. It doesn't remove the need for central authority. It removes the trust that you have to have for a third party. So it creates a distributed framework where many people are taking note of what is happening.
Yeah.
Therefore, whatever they write cannot be changed. It is distributed. Therefore, it's very easy to trust the source and trust the information and trust the process.
And more transparent.
That is why it says it creates a more transparent framework.
Yeah.
It creates it. For example, I have here some of the statistics where I have heard from some of the Zakat House employees interviews that they have mentioned every year close to 20 million is spent on medical courses, for example. 40%, around 40% of yearly Zakat budget goes to medical. It's very important for the public or for the media or for whoever is looking at this data to identify or to trust that this data has actually been spent as it is said.
Yeah.
I mean, we as a community, we believe more the people who are working in the Zakat House and the area are people who have sincerity, people who are trustable, people who are trustworthy. At the same time, not everyone views it that way. So the process has to be transparent, whether you trust the person or not. When you create a trustable framework, a transparent framework, everyone knows that this is exactly what they are saying is true. That is the framework blockchain allows.
Yeah.
That is why nowadays we have blockchain-based voting systems.
Yeah.
We have blockchain-based setups for many different things, and that is exactly how the cryptocurrency is also operating on that. Smart contracts is an additional, it's like a piece of code that lives in the blockchain process. A smart contract is an automatic way for you to handle a transaction rather than creating manual transactions. You can create an automatic process whereby the collection and the destination can be linked,
Yeah.
and something that is regular and automatic can be automated. That will actually, in a zakat process, for example, that will allow automatic collection of zakat. If this arrangement can be done, if certain logic, certain conditions meet, certain calculations meet, then the zakat payments can be made as an automatic process.
Yeah.
So that can speed up, that can also increase the contribution. So if we can integrate these kind of services into the framework, definitely the payments will increase, the contributions also will increase, I believe.
Yeah. Also, Dr. Faisal, in your keynote, you have explained that you use blockchain and smart
Yes.
contracts in your. How's the experience?
This is we use a blockchain for our Sadaqah system,
Yeah.
just to make it secure, and then the donor trust to us because we develop we check it. I didn't know, maybe too technical to explain about blockchain because we have a hash key, how to develop hash key, and then how to relate it between one block and two block. We develop it, and then now our system, our data, we can evaluate it, and then to increase the trust among the donor to us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Is it okay?
It's better,
Yes,
right?
but still we're not still new. We still develop it.
Yeah.
Untuk in progress.
Okay, my next question is to Mr. Tahsin. Another area of innovation is artificial intelligence. We are now living in the era of artificial intelligence. So, what role can artificial intelligence play in accurate and fair beneficiary targeting?
So artificial intelligence has somewhat been addressed in this today's keynote as well. I would also say that it's not like it's not magic.
Yeah.
So there needs to be a lot of work that has to be done in order to prepare for a good, accurate artificial intelligence implementation and use cases. So one of the things that we can say is right now, if we look at one of the services in Zakat House, like medical assistance, which is currently available on OneGov, where users can apply, only the required people are able to apply, because there's only required fields that are given.
Yep.
But and when they apply, it's been processed on the back end as well, using again OneGov platform. So when we have enough data on how users are applying, how they are interacting with the system, then we have enough information on automating certain processes that are, let's say, repeated, that can be automated. And once this happens, then we can use maybe AI to learn, and to perhaps even a chatbot that can be conversational to the user. For instance, they can ask, am I eligible for zakat? They don't need to like submit all these documents. If one thing that I would say is that what we need is a good framework, because currently you would have to upload several documents, as Mr. Naushad has previously mentioned. You have to have some bank letters, job letters, and all of this, which is very it creates a burden for the user. They have to do all these things that makes them feel like, okay, it's so much work, so it's easier if I don't do it. But if we have data sharing, understanding between these agencies and these ministries, perhaps then we can create a really good chatbot or AI experience for the user, where the user can just talk to the AI, and the AI will be saying that, okay, you are eligible, here's what you need to do. You just, and perhaps it can be one day as simple as click of a button. It can automate the process.
So what just came into my mind about usage of AI, can we use in some aspects of our Zakat services fully usage, AI usage without human intervention?
When it gets there, I believe inshallah one day it will be possible, because right now, let's say the beneficiary database, we need to build the table, right? We need to have enough data, even in terms of like who's applicable, how are we processing the data, like which agencies we need to contact in order to verify this information. When all of these is present, and when we are sure that this is verifiable, accurate information, then only I guess we can proceed with that. Because right now in Maldives, with regards to AI, I believe we have currently developed an AI assessment report recently. So we are also getting ready for AI, and when the framework is there, we can also have it at policy level, where it will be easy for even Zakat House to integrate as well. So inshallah one day.
Let me add a few about AI.
Sure.
We have to remember what Professor Moniza this morning mentioned. She said many of us think that when we have a process like artificial intelligence, then we feel like automatically everything will become okay. So it's not a process, it's not a seamless process. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of time. As Dr. Faisal said, they have been digitalizing since 2017. And a lot of work has been going since then, for example. So this is artificial intelligence as a field, as a tool, and also as a data analysis tool. You have these technologies available, but it is a lot of effort to go there. And another thing is, as us as humans, we create these tools for our benefit, not to replace us basically. But at the same time, whatever we are doing that requires repetitive work, that requires a lot of effort, and that requires a lot of days to complete, we could automate these processes and give it to the AI tool to do. So basically we train it so that it understands what we are doing, and then it can attend to it in a more professional manner, because we are human beings. We feel sleepy, we feel hungry, we feel angry. A machine does not feel that. So it will do what it is asked to do without any bias, right? So that is an important point. And that is why for use of artificial intelligence is happening. I remember there is one chatbot called Zavira. Zavira is a chatbot used by Indonesia. Indonesia in the Indonesian Zakat Institute. They use this tool for, it's called Zavira. It gives basically information to people. It's on the website. You just chat with it, and it checks the databases, it gives information. It is trained to give you feedback. Let's assume, for example, I also remember hearing about the medical process. An important thing about Zakat is we are not using Zakat just for any purpose, right? It is for dire needs, for needs that absolutely we approve that it needs to be spent on. I remember one of the interviews, the Zakat House fund manager Abdullah Ali, I think he's here as well. So he was saying that Zakat fund is not like ENSPA or ASAMD. You know, it's necessary only when it is necessary. You cannot expect us to pay for your medicals. We have to approve it. We have to check whether the Zakat fund can really be spent on this. And that is exactly why I was saying that transparency and trust is very important. Because we have to know that you are not spending this money on just any medical. So he has mentioned in his interview that we do a lot of active process to identify, is this beneficiary someone we really have to spend money on? You know, if there is a case, we will do it. So for example, bone marrow, they do every year like 10 bone marrow surgery. That is good. That is something that requires money that the person cannot finance himself. Such kind of dire needs can be done. Some medical bills, pending bills, people have in the hospitals that cannot be paid for years, we can attend to those kind of circumstances. And the reason why they did this integration with OneGov
Yeah.
is because it requires a lot of work. He mentioned that it takes 5 days to process one medical application, for example.
Now we can do it a click.
We can do it in probably 2 days.
Yeah.
You know, and what OneGov process does is it authenticates the user, it identifies requirements, it gives him more data to fill, so that he can be trusted more, that the documents can be trusted more. Now, artificial intelligence can be used in these kind of situations for document analysis, for data analysis, in order to make better decisions, combined with the digital system. So we know surely that this person actually is a legitimate person who can be spent money on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this panel discussion, we have given Zakat host quite a few points, handful, and I'm sure fund manager is taking volumes of notes that we can establish in our Zakat house. My final question goes to Dr. Faisal. Now, we have technology. Yes, we are hearing about a lot of technological methods that we can implement in our Zakat house, but technology doesn't always in line with Sharia laws, right? So how do we balance technology advancements with Sharia governance and ethical safeguards?
When we talk about the technology and the Sharia, how to make it can work together,
Yeah.
the technology and Sharia. I still remember during 2019, I have a discussion with a CEO, one of the Islamic bank in Malaysia. He told me in the banking system, they push their staff to learn about data science. And then they plan to make a retrenchment who don't like to learn about the data science. That's why we try to implement it at Lembaga Zakat Negeri Kedah. Now, how to teach our staff, especially among the Sharia background, degree bachelor in Sharia, you must know about the data science, because maybe at that time he told me, in the world, when he go to the when the conference they discuss about the AI, only one or two job still relevant until Qiyamah. First, Imam, Sharia scholars. Maybe second is the subject matter expert in the field. That's why, to me, Sharia scholars, religious person, still relevant. But how to equip them with the data? That's why when we talk about the Sharia relevant until Qiyamah, maybe. Until Qiyamah, Allah said in Quran to us, until Akhirah. That's why, in this case, we are, as the practitioner in Zakat or Islamic finance or Islamic social finance industry, we must know, not only we must equip the data science to the economics person, to the law, legal person, but we must also equip it to the Sharia person. But how to make them accept it? Because some of the Sharia scholars, when they talk about the data, about the mathematics, about the analysis, they maybe reflect, I don't not understand about it, not easy to understand about the data, and then so on and so on. That's why, to me, to make it work together, because AI can't do everything, because now, especially now, maybe not what we call it, AI can give opinion to us based on the data we give to the AI. But the religion, only our brain, only our soul can understand what Allah revealed to us from the Quran and then from the Hadith. That's why we must have Islamic scholars or Sharia scholars knowing more about the data. Now, the relevant job now is about data scientist. That's right, among economists, that's why we must develop our own Sharia data scientists. You know more about the Sharia, and then you know more about the Zakat, and then we can develop more.
So we can give funds, scholarships to those who
Zakat for Fisabilillah. We every year to this project we spend yearly 1 million to equip our staff with the new knowledge. new knowledge. That why this year I go to AI training at the Oxford, and then we also send our staff to get training. Even I come from a Sharia background, because we train our staff to knowing more about the technology, not only come from the because based on my experience. I have a IT officer. I'm from Sharia background. IT officer not knowing more about the Islam, not knowing more about the Zakat. We must feed them. And then they also must feed us about the IT. And then when we discuss together, we get a new idea from the operation, especially for the Zakat management.
As Mr. Tahsin said, when we talk about AI, it's a really hard work to establish an AI platform, right? So the data we give to the algorithms and the AI platform, it should be in line with Islamic Sharia.
Islamic Sharia. And at the end of the day, to make a decision, must come from the people. So I was just trying to say before is those who graduate from Sharia backgrounds, we can give more scholarships to them so that they will study in ICT. In Malaysia, we
sector.
have a professional certificate for data science. Maybe some the Yayasan Penaraju also give the scholarship for the student for the last year. They give the 6-month training to knowing more about the data science. And then some of them join the banking system and anything else. We have this project.
That's a good point for the scholarship program of Zakat House also.
Let me also add something to that. I'm not from religion background, but I also do research in this area, especially with regard to modernism and progressive Islam, and also the importance of classical thought. This is very important when it comes to religion. So some of my research, based on what I have learned, I can say that it's very, very important for us, the Islamic scholars, to be trained in these areas, because this is not their expertise when it comes to cryptocurrency, when it comes to blockchain, or even technology. This is something you have to learn. You have been taught with Islamic education, with classical Islamic theology or Aqidah, but still it is the responsibility of Ministry of Islamic Affairs and Zakat House, as this morning Dr. Izzuddin said, he's going to train people on this. That's really good news. So that is important. And the reason why I'm saying this is, I'll give you a very funny example. Some of you can relate to this. You can do a little bit research on that, and perhaps Sheikh, you will know this as well. If you remember, coffee when coffee came into the Muslim world, it was considered as haram. Right? I mean, do a little bit of research on that. Coffee was considered as haram. And then they legalized it, they allowed it after some time, after a period of time, because they realized this is not like hamr.
Maybe they thought it was a drug.
They thought it was.
Okay.
So always there will be reluctance and especially from classical Islamic scholars, there will be always a little bit of resistance, because they want to be on the safe side. This is the religion of Allah. You are not dealing with technology.
Of course.
This is critical. You can't just make a decision today and say, let's use cryptocurrency. That is important. So that's why you have to get trained on them. And the reason why they make those kind of fatwa is based on their knowledge, of course. And that is why many scholars would say you have to learn the area before you can make a fatwa on that.
Of course.
Right? This is important. Even until today, a lot of Islamic scholars are of the view that using AI to generate fatwas cannot be the case. It can never be the case. I don't know. I mean, as a technology person, I would say they are right in that, because every fatwa is unique and is different to circumstance. So that is not like technology. We can't go to a database and train an AI to act like a sheikh, right? I think it has valid opinion, and perhaps the future can tell us how valid what they are saying.
Yes, many things are taken into account.
Right now we have AI tools that can give fatwa. But the question is, should we allow them or not?
And also, the main point is we need to expand our knowledge base.
Definitely.
Not just in Sharia background, also to technology and Islamic finance.
And I will add one more interesting point here. Just this morning, I saw one video where a lecturer was saying, a sheikh was saying, he remember a moment when Imam Albani, you guys would remember, he suggested that the University of Medina create a 6th college, he said. A 6th college where those who are studying Hadith, those who are studying the Quran and Aqidah, they will also study electricity and electrician being, you know, how to do construction and how all these skills,
I think they have established right now, yeah.
they have it.
Yeah.
That means, do you have to take the modules from that college as well? when
I'm
you are
not
doing-
very familiar.
So
with
that
it.
is like,
Yeah.
that is to make sure
Yeah.
that whoever is graduating from Islamic knowledge
Yeah.
is also trained on worldly stuff,
Yeah.
so that he can comment on what he is doing, you know.
Yeah.
So many of those things has to be learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for the information by the three panelists. So now we would like to open for question and
For
answer.
the floor.
Yeah.
Prof.
There. Mike?
Thank you, brother. I'm very much interested in Brother Tahsin's earlier comment. I might be a bit old, but introducing gamification might be a very good idea. I'm not sure. You know, this can be tested. Maybe Dr. Nizam can start doing research on that because the youth are the future. They are the one who's going to be. You know, I might be retiring. You know, that might not be. Maybe they need something like, you have helped another family, you have opened a new level, you know, something along that line. I'm not sure, but yes, I think sometimes we have to speak their lingo.
Yes.
You know, we have to, you know, as long as it's within Sharia parameters, of course. But I'm quite interested. I think we need to do some research on that. Maybe Zakat Kedah too, especially on Sadaqah. Maybe you have helped 100 families, you have moved to the next level. You know, something along the line, I think is quite an interesting thing that needs some research. Thank you.
So we all are learning, yeah. Some, I understand there are some used gamified, even Quran recitation applications. Some applications are really famous here, even in Maldives. Some I have seen some people say, I have never ever recited Quran this much in just a week. They use gamified models in Quran applications so that people will be more engaged and they will have to come every day. Like there's a Snapchat streaks like that, yeah. So we all are learning. Yeah. Question, yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. Again, my name is Muslim Muhammad Ismail. My question relates to the main theme of this conference, social justice. And the question is regarding, we have talked about data-driven decisions. We have talked about how important it is that we make the zakat-related decisions based on data. My question may be very specific regarding the video that we showed, you know, on medical expenses paid by the Zakat fund in the Maldives. Today morning, we know that 100 million we collected. About 6 million was, if I'm right on the data, was spent on lung diseases.
Yeah.
In a recent report that I saw, lung disease being, if I'm not mistaken, a non-communicable disease, most of the, in Maldives, it comes from smoking or smoking-related issues. And some of the doctors have gone on record and saying that there are people in the Maldives who do these lung-related surgeries, and they come more than once, twice, thrice, because the health bills are paid by the government, and they don't care. And you know, they are recommended to the doctors to stop smoking, but they, because the medical bills are not from their pocket, so they come again and again. So from a point of social justice, spending 6 million, that means from every 100 rupiah, 6 rupiah is spent on lung diseases. Is it social justice? How much of the data-driven decision is reflected in, you know, in funding to these kind of diseases?
So I think mainly the question is to Zakat
To-
House.
To
but
Izzuddin.
but
Yeah.
you can give if you would like to give any input.
Not too fair to
Yeah.
to answer on behalf
Okay.
Maldives Zakat House.
So,
Actually,
but
I
it's a
think,
good point here.
I think we did learn from the Dr. Faisal's speech what you are discussing can be related, and that is we are not just giving money; we are monitoring.
Mhm.
The idea of monitoring is to make sure
Yes.
that we are not wasting money.
Yeah.
You get the idea?
Yeah.
Right? This is why you are monitoring. You
Yes.
put CCTVs
Yes.
because you don't want the farmers to just get the money and vanish.
Mm.
You want to make sure that they are doing productive work and that one day they'll be paying zakat on whatever they are doing, their life becomes improved. That is the whole purpose. So we could do the same thing. We could also monitor their life and
But,
make sure that once they are done with the surgery, they can never go back to smoking, for example.
Yeah. I have seen the same scenario firsthand. There's a neighbor, he got some funding from Maldives Zakat House for his cancer treatment, lung cancer treatment. And he was my neighbor, so I saw how he was suffering in Ramadan, just 2 Ramadans ago. And last Ramadan, I saw him smoking. So about what Mr. Naushad also said, we in Zakat House, we have a similar program. It's called Zakat Nafa program. So they provide expertise and equipments to poor people so that they can start up business, mainly in agriculture, also in Maldives. So I don't think we have a monitoring system. I think we also can benefit from can you explain a little bit about how do you monitor with smart CCTV and solars?
The smart and CCTV, we only focus on our project. But for the people, we have a coach and mentor. For
Yeah.
that. Then we have a different type of project and different type of monitoring and for the purpose.
Yeah.
That's why when we give cash, we not use CCTV to monitor the person. We just monitoring them through the visit them and then we use the leader at the community.
If you visit, it's like once a year.
Yeah, we have leader of community. We appoint imam or committee of mosque as our Amir assistant.
Yep.
We pay to our Amir assistant monthly allowance to revisit all the beneficiaries and in the communities. That's why we use the social relationship between them to knowing about them.
Yeah.
We not direct approach.
I think
Yeah.
one thing I can also add to it is because they are coming back for the second time is because probably because they are addicted to smoke, right? So maybe we can incorporate some sort of rehabilitation segment
Yeah.
for the people who can't seem to quit. So for them through this program, maybe they can get better as well. So that could be the
So
monitoring.
even though
aspect.
we give funding, they just have to do some rehabilitation program, even though they finish treatment.
Yeah, maybe we don't even have to provide funding directly to them. We can just enroll them into the rehabilitation
Yeah.
program and have it from there as well.
In Malaysia, even they smoke or anything else, we still give zakat because not easy. Maybe in Maldives we have 100% Muslim. In Malaysia, if we don't help them, they go to church, they go to temple, and then they convert to Buddhist, and then to Christian. It is more what we call it a khawfu darurain. Between two harm, we must choose the low harm to manage our society
Yeah.
based on our experience in
Yeah.
Kedah.
Okay, we still have question.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Walida. I'm from Bank of Maldives. So my question is to Dr. Faisal. Actually, we have seen that you have collaborated with different institutions in establishing a collaborative platform to help the ASNAF. So I wanted to know whether you have any collaboration with banks in regard to monitoring, like the financial background. So how has it been integrated?
We have a collaboration with Islamic banking in Malaysia. Especially, we try to transform people from unbankable to bankable. That's why we have a data ASNAF, and then we call it in Malaysia we have a Zakat program, and we also be available intimidation document from the central bank. From this document and then from this project, we try to we call it not provide program to the bank, but we discuss with the bank what they want. to collaborate with us, like what Baron told, maybe after this, Zakat help them, help the bank how to to innovate the program to help the needy and poor family, to especially on the entrepreneurship program. For the data we discuss based on based on the bank requirement, Bank Islam, and then maybe CIMB, OCBC. Different bank have different type.
Is there any level of system integrations?
We don't have system integration because we still we are at the state level. Bank also have a different system in Malaysia, but they mostly to get the poor family data they get from us.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor, for the speech. That was very enlightening, as well as this discussion. As someone working in Islamic ministry, as you have seen from the video presentation, that we are developing a Zakat app. Currently, it is very static, just basic, for example, an e-library and a Zakat calculator, and some of the access through mobile to our services. Some are digitalized, for example, the e-gov. And as you, for the time being, it is very much manual. I mean, just it is an inlet where information or data gets collected, but everything has to be sorted out afterwards manually. So, but we have decided to move forward with the first version of the app. So that is a stepping stone into this area. So I wanted to ask, what would be our next step in leveling this up?
Cool.
So they're just asking for advice or guidance, I think. Since Zakat House is trying to establish an application, they want.
To me, we when we want to make try to transform our digital system, we have two phases. First, we have phase in 2020 until 2025. Now we try to digitalize some of our system, and then for the next phase from 2026, we have a new direction or new document, especially how to improve our IT system. Yep. That's why the first thing is about maybe Zakat, multi-Zakat, how can develop like we have now today is about the Sharia guideline. Maybe we also have a document, how we the strategic document about the technology. We can collaborate maybe with the Maldives Islamic University, with the researcher, or maybe brother our speakers. Our brother Firas also can help us how to have a specific document to enhance our technology. What do we have now for the next 5 years? Maybe we start with the document, and from the document we moving forward. We go.
So right now it's like some information and as the Zakat calculator, so that we can also integrate some maybe a quiz.
Yes, because the system, we call it module. We just plug in module, new module, new module, new module. New module must come with the strategic thinking or strategic management. We must, when we want to add new module, when we want to add new module, maybe our phase for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. Maybe now, maybe we can, I think, interestingly, because we have the mobile app, we can read information about the multi-Zakat house. Maybe next stage we add the new module. Then the new module, the strategic document guide us what the module we must have. Like what we did in Lembaga Zakat Negara, we have a strategic document for the IT improvement system.
I have actually seen from some of the discussions, if you look at some of the programs conducted by the Zakat, National Zakat organization in Indonesia.
Yeah,
They're called Basnas.
Business.
Basnas. So Basnas have a lot of similar programs like this, and I remember in one of their talks, the gentleman from World Zakat Forum, he said he was assigned to Bosnia. So he said the population of Bosnia is 3.3 million, close to that. Indonesian population is more than 276 million.
Yes.
So there is a difference in terms of population and the need for digitalization. Some of the things in smaller populations are easy when it is done face to face.
Yes.
The reality is not every digitalization is needed.
Yes.
Malaysia is a very huge country. What is their population?
30 million.
30
Million.
30 million, right. So definitely a lot of digitalization will help. For us, we are less than 500,000. Less than 500,000 people.
Yeah.
Some of the things might be easier for us, face to face, or in a local closed community.
Yep.
However, things that are available on the website should be available on the mobile application as well. Applications, right now I see that a lot of your documents are PDF. All the PDF documents can be added into application as features that can be filled on the mobile app. I can fill half of it while I'm in a coffee, put it back in my pocket, maybe later open it tonight, fill the rest of it,
Yeah.
keep on filling it in that way rather than filing up documents for that application.
In our own time.
Printing and keeping physical documents should be avoided, because this is one part of digitalization, to go paperless or paper light first, then paperless.
Yeah.
Right? That is also an important strategy. So the mobile application can do that. Tahsin, what do you think?
I think I agree with Mr. Nawashad on the digitalization aspect of the mobile application. I think if PDF files are there, then they can be quite easily converted into fillable forms and brought into the application. But on the digitalization aspect specifically, Mr. Nawashad, since we are like we have small island nations, like geographically we are quite scattered, don't you think it would be actually a mobile application would benefit us more in that regard, since especially Zakat House, I'm familiar, like they have to go on these visits quite often, and it can be taxing and expensive as well for these visits, right? So instead, if it could be done via this mobile application, I believe that would be an interesting use case for this specific application.
True.
Yeah.
Because Maldives is really different than other countries in the sense we use technology a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
The most modern phones we have, the most modern applications we use,
Yeah.
social media,
Yeah.
heavy users. If you take a statistics, we'll be really, really heavy users
Yeah.
of Instagram and TikTok,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we are heavy users of the phone, so it will help.
We still have the floor open for questions.
Dr. Faisal, you mentioned that you get 600 cyber attacks per month, right?
Yes.
What are these attacks aiming for? I don't think they are trying to steal the money, are they? The Zakat funds. They can't steal, right? Well, so what kind of harm are they trying to do to the Zakat board?
Before this, we shut down our system for 3 days
Hmm.
to solve the problem. We did not know they can take money from us because our money at the bank. Maybe data.
That.
Because they try, we have around 100,000 zakat payer. They can use it to scam them. Because I think in Kedah we have we call it high net worth people. They pay zakat per year more than 10 million ringgit. That's why if the scammer get this data, maybe they can scam the zakat payer.
Cyber security is something very, very crucial.
Really crucial.
It's very crucial. As you said, you have a dedicated person hired for that. I'm from the National Center for Information Technology. I can say that it's so important that as he said, you need to have separate people dedicated for that. The reason is, in 2016, do a little bit of video research on this. There's a hack called DAO hack, DAO hack,
DAO
hack.
hack.
So this hack was on cryptocurrency, Ethereum, basically. And this is one area where smart contracts was ridiculed, and why smart contracts have become an enhanced and stronger platform now, because of security flaws in them. So all digital technologies are going to have these kind of issues. They will have vulnerabilities because they are designed by us human beings. We design them, we think they are correct, we think they are working fine, but some IT savvy guy, some crazy guy finds some kind of a mistake in our bug, some kind of software bug. Every software has a bug. We just don't know that it has it. So someone will find it out. If you are a cybersecurity person, if you're familiar with the tool set, you know you can just scan something and find an issue there, and you can play with it, you can access it. This specific first person manipulated a smart contract and stole money from a smart contract. So millions of Ethereum, for example, were stolen. And that is why the cybersecurity is becoming important. Softwares that we create have ways of attacking them. In the case of National Center for Information Technology, every application we do, we send it for security assessment. The cybersecurity people will find out issues. They will tell us, this is a problem. If you have this issue, someone can access your data and steal the data. Here is an issue, login issue. If this login issue exists, people can collect the data without logging into the system. All these kind of issues exist because we create, the programmers create them, right? This is computer programming basically. So this has to be corrected. And the attackers will identify these kind of issues and they will attack. Their purpose is to steal money. That is what they are doing. They just want money.
So I don't have a background in ICT, but something comes into my mind. If we use encrypted data, is there any way we can preserve them or safeguard from the hackers?
That is basically coming in stages, right? Even if your system is encrypting the data is encrypted usually when the data is at rest. That means when you back up the data, you encrypt them so that no one has access to it.
Yeah.
The live data, even though it is accessed over secure medium, still the cyber criminals find vulnerabilities in your application that allows unauthorized access, that allows access in different ways that we don't normally think about.
Yeah.
That is why the data is accessible. And even simple issues like, for example, privacy of a person. The name, email, and phone number should not be leaked. And you, an organization, as a Zakat house, as an organization, when they collect information, they are liable for this information.
Yes. Yeah.
This information should not go public. And that is what they want. They want to take out this data and leak it because it has value.
Yeah.
And it also comes at the, like it has to start at the initial stage. When you start building a service, you have to understand, like, do I really need this data? What use am I going to use this data for? So if you are like collecting someone's email address or someone's name, what specific purpose are you collecting it for? Is it being stored securely? How is it being stored? Like all of these considerations have to be taken into context before you actually develop a module or an application. I think it's also quite useful since you are developing the application, the Zakat MV. This could be a very good thing to think about.
Any other question? Since there are no other questions, I would like to end with one question. We are talking about an application. Also, we have talked about quite a few aspects in the application. Calculator, information, form filling, and other services we give in the website. They should be available in the application. How about awareness?
I believe that should be also one of the main key components, because right now I believe e-library is one component of the application that is currently in development, right?
Yeah.
So if you expand this e-library into interactive videos, into, let's say, quizzes, as you've said, it can be a really good tool to raise awareness, but also in order to gain new users. And these new users will keep coming back to the application if you keep adding more content like new fatwas, new content to the e-library, new quizzes and such. So it will retain more users as well. So the same people who use the application will keep coming back to the application for this content. And also one other key aspect of this application, I believe, should be integration with the banks, the payment system. So it should be like the primary focus should be able to pay zakat, right? So that's, I believe, also should be there in the application itself.
So Mr.
I
Naushad
really
talked
support,
about social media usage also.
Yeah.
So that we can the zakat house outside of this application can use even social media, TikTok, Facebook,
Definitely,
since we are
yes.
heavy users, right?
In fact, you mentioned about TikTok. I have, while I was preparing for this session, I was going through one of the business video from Indonesia, and they mentioned, in our case, we are collecting zakat from just one source, right, at Mira, using Warpay.
Yeah.
So, Indonesian authorities, they collect data from 6 platforms directly on their website.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Zakat House website should have a way to pay.
Yeah.
I mean, if the authorities and the policies allow that, you have to change the policies perhaps to allow that. Direct from your website, from e-commerce websites. Like, for example, we use a lot of e-commerce websites, eBay and eBay and all these sorts of local websites that we buy stuff from. We can deal with them, we can make arrangements with them where people are usually using. Those platforms can help us collect zakat. Zakatul Mal, I'm talking about. And also, they said e-wallets, QR code-based payments. These are also possible. Uridu, for example, has a mobile wallet app. Dirag has a mobile wallet app. And in fact, the country is also going into a situation where e-wallets will become more common, even in governments. So those are also sources of collecting payments. If we increase the number of payments, people will use it more. There will be more possibilities of collecting more data, more funds. So I think that is also an additional thing that we can think about. Also, they use TikTok, just like the way TikTok is used currently for crowdfunding, for example. We can use the same medium. For collecting zakat.
Yeah, thank you very much. So do we have any other question? Okay, with that, we will conclude our panel discussion. Thank you very much, all panelists, for your time and effort to get ready for the panel discussion and the vast majority of information that you have given to our audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you.